It is important to understand where we come from and to learn the legacy of our community. I invite you to travel back in time with me to learn about our history. Eulalie Durocher was born in the tiny village of Saint-Antoine on the Richelieu River of Quebec, Canada, on October 6, 1811. You may have heard her referred to as Mother Marie Rose or Marie Rose Durocher. In the area where she grew up, formal education for children, especially young women and girls, and those less fortunate, was very rare and in most cases did not exist. This reality was not something she was willing to accept. She wanted to help people to grow, develop, and reach their fulfillment. She joined with other women who felt the same way, and together they founded a new religious teaching community. This congregation became known as the Sisters of the Holy Names of Jesus and Mary.
News of the sisters' work soon spread to the Wild West, or what we now refer to as the Bay Area, a community much like Eulalie's in Canada that was in need of educators. One of the women who followed Mother Marie Rose as superior, Mother Teresa of Jesus, began corresponding with Father Michael King. Father was the pastor of St. Mary's Parish, and he saw a need to educate the children in Oakland, California.
Paperwork to establish the school was completed and approved by the Archbishop. Father King did as promised and secured 5 acres in wild marshland surrounding Lake Merritt. Father King met with many challenges as the construction began, but his earnestness appealed to the sympathy of the community, and many Oakland residents assisted his efforts in clearing the land and in construction of the first building.
A difficult challenge also faced Mother Teresa of Jesus. She needed to select the sisters to run the newly constructed school. Whom should she send? The sisters were all very young. The situations they would face in this new and developing community would be challenging and unpredictable at best. She settled on 6. Sister Mary Salome, Sister Mary Anthony, Sister Mary Marceline, Sister Mary Celestine, Sister Mary Cyril, and Sister Mary Seraphine. On April 13, 1868, the 6 sisters set out from Quebec. A few days later, they were safely aboard the steamship Ocean Queen, bound for the Isthmus of Panama.
On April 23rd, the sisters reached the Isthmus of Panama, which they crossed by train. The beautiful scenery that flew by captivated the young sisters. Panama was nothing like Quebec. Once they were on West Coast and aboard the second ship, they made the last leg of the trip. Their journey lasted 28 days, and the weary sisters arrived in San Francisco on May 10th.
There at the waterfront, carriages awaited to transport them to the Sisters of Mercy, who received the tired travelers with all the kindness of true sisters, serving them strawberries and cream, and causing them to forget they were in a strange land. 2 days later, Father King took the sisters to their new home. From the front windows, the sisters had a view of San Francisco.
These founding sisters had various responsibilities, and they have been remembered for the variety of gifts they passed on to us.
Sister Mary Anthony was known for her solicitude for the sick. Without thought of herself, she was present at the bedside of the sick in the infirmary or in hospitals. She traveled near and far to care for the sick and to offer consolation to the dying, responding to those who asked for her presence.
Sister Mary Marceline was an excellent teacher. She was described as having know-how in handling children, and she displayed patience and expertise in keeping children amused and happy.
Sister Mary Salome was responsible for arranging the classes for the schools and adjusting the household chores. She was skilled in teaching English, and she instilled in the minds of her students a love and appreciation for the beauty of literature.
Sister Mary Searle had charge of the kitchen, washing, and ironing. From her earliest days, she manifested a great desire for prayer, a deep love of Eucharistic presence, a keen interest in spiritual reading, and an admirable spirit of sisterly charity.
Sister Mary Seraphine was gifted with a beautiful singing voice, and she always enjoyed teaching and directing music. She also taught piano and instrumental lessons and was skilled in the art of fundraising.
Sister Mary Celestine gave early evidence of becoming a successful teacher. Her excellence in English and the superior quality of her written assignments were models of scholarship.
Over the coming years, the school continued to grow. More sisters joined the community in Oakland, and in 1908, the name was changed to Convent and College of the Holy Names. The college continued to expand and conferred its first BA degree in 1926.
When the college moved to Mountain Boulevard in 1957, it was a women's college known as College of the Holy Names. During this time, the campus community continued to grow and diversify. Outreach to international students and the addition of a competitive athletic program furthered this diversity. Although the number of sisters currently working at HNU has diminished, inherently they have remained the constant fixture of a Holy Names education.
To close our story today, the 6 founding sisters each have a final message for us.
Our story does not end here. It continues today and into the future through each of you.
Our story does not end here. It continues today and into the future through each of you.
Our story does not end here. It continues today and into the future through each of you.
Our story does not end here. It continues today and into the future through each of you.
Our story does not end here. It continues today and into the future through each of you.
Our story does not end here. It continues today and into the future through each of you.